Every single day, medical practices lose thousands of dollars because of a single avoidable mistake: invalid diagnosis codes. When a claim is rejected, it halts revenue and creates hours of frustrating rework. By adopting a strict step-by-step verification process, you can eliminate those denials. We are going to walk through the exact method to guarantee your codes are 100% accurate and ready to be billed. To do this, you need to have your current ICD-10-CM coding manual open or your digital encoder ready to go. Medical coding is an exact science. It is an unbreakable, repeatable procedure, and there are no shortcuts to finding the right answer. Skipping a step might feel like it saves you 5 minutes today, but it results in unpaid claims tomorrow, putting the financial viability and legal compliance of the entire medical practice at risk. Step 1 begins with the diagnosis. Let's say a patient presents with a right wrist fracture. Your very first action is to identify the main term, in this case, fracture. This image shows where you must start, the alphabetic index. This section at the front of your manual is the mandatory starting point for locating your main term among the dense columns of text. The code you see listed next to that main term is strictly a starting point. It is never your final answer. Looking closely at this index entry, you will spot a dash at the very end. That dash is an explicit instruction. It means the code is incomplete and requires additional characters to be valid. You have to fill those empty slots. But here is a common trap. Even if there is no dash at the end of the code, you still cannot stop here. The alphabetic index is strictly a search tool. Its only job is to point you in the general direction. Treating it as a source of truth will lead to denied claims. Once you have your suggested code from the front of the manual, you must transition to the alphanumeric section in the back, the tabular list. This diagram illustrates a core AMCI memory concept we call the MJ gem, designed to link these sections in your mind. The rule is simple: index first, tabular last. You search on the left and secure your answer on the right. The second half of the rule is index equals find it, tabular equals finish it. The most common error in medical coding is the one and done mistake, assigning a code directly from the index without ever opening the tabular list. If a code is not physically verified in the tabular list, it is invalid and unusable. If you didn't verify, it's not valid. This close-up shows the primary function of the tabular list: confirming code completeness. As highlighted here, this is where you assign specific anatomical modifiers to indicate if the fracture is on the right or left side. This is also where you find the requirement for a 7th character, which dictates the specific type of encounter, like whether the patient is receiving initial treatment or subsequent care. Before you finish, you need to check the area immediately surrounding your selected code for instructional notes. This diagram shows how these notes work. Includes notes define exactly what diagnoses belong in that code category, while excludes notes explicitly tell you what does not belong. You also have to watch for code first and use additional code instructions. These dictate the specific sequencing hierarchy, telling you exactly which order multiple codes must appear on a single claim. These instructional notes, along with the anatomical modifiers and extra characters, are the precise elements that transform a generic, unpaid search result into a legally compliant, fully billable code. Let's look at this split-screen comparison. On the left is the short, partial code we found in the index. On the right, you see the complex 7-character code assembling itself into a complete diagnosis from the tabular list. We reached this result by applying the required 7th character, confirming the right side laterality, and checking our sequencing rules to ensure accurate billing. To recap, the fastest way to get a claim denied is by assigning a code directly from the index, skipping your tabular list verification, ignoring dashes, and missing instructional notes. By strictly following this protocol every single time, you eliminate guesswork entirely. You know your code is correct because you checked every requirement. Strict, unwavering adherence to this 2-step procedure guarantees accuracy, completeness, and compliance. And that is coding the AMCI way.